Hello gamers, Yoshi here, and in today's video we will be talking about recommended weapons to acquire from the exotic kiosk. I will talk about my top picks and will be assuming you own all the DLC. If you are missing some DLC or do not have any DLC, just ignore DLC picks and go for the next best non-DLC based weapon on the list. Unfortunately, most of the best weapon picks from the exotic kiosk are DLC based. The first exotic we will be covering is Witherhoard. Witherhoard's exotic perk is called Primeval's Torment. Projectiles fired by this weapon blight the target or nearby area on impact. Its exotic trait is called Break the Bank. Blighted targets take damage over time and blight nearby area on death. Witherhoard's catalyst gives it increased handling and auto-loading holster. As you can see, when firing Witherhoard, it leaves a circular ring or blight on the ground, which can deal damage over time to targets standing within it. If a target is hit directly by a Witherhoard shot, it will be afflicted with damage over time, and if the damage kills the target, a circular blight will drop at the target's feet. Witherhoard is a solid all-around pick. It is great for general ag clear, but also packs a meaty punch when dealing with tougher enemies such as majors, champions, and bosses. I highly recommend picking up this weapon first before all others, as it's an easy to get, it's really easy to use, and it can help immensely with all forms of content, not just endgame content. It's really good for patrols and strikes and raids and whatnot. It's a very, very fun and good weapon to get from the exotic kiosk. The next exotic we will be covering is Izanagi's Burden. Izanagi's exotic perk is called Honed Edge. Holding R will consume the magazine and load a round with additional range and damage. Its exotic catalyst increases the damage of Honed Edge when 4 bullets are consumed. Izanagi's Burden is a great boss, champion, and major slayer. It has some of the highest burst DPS in the game, and is incredibly easy and reliable to use. When holding R, you will consume your magazine, and the amount of shots in your mag will determine the rating of your honed edge. So if you have 2 bullets in your mag and you hold R to reload, holding it down, you would have a honed edge of ×2, 3 would give you a ×3, and of course 4 will give you honed edge ×4. And of course, if you have ×4, it will deal the most amount of damage, and on top of that, if you have Izanagi's Catalyst, you will deal even more damage than just having the base ×4 procced. And because of this immense amount of damage that you're getting out of just 4 bullets, it is a great pick for raids, and it's a great pick for certain Nightfall content. Thirdly, we have Eriana's Vow. Eriana's exotic perk is called Looks Can Kill. This weapon fires special shield piercing ammunition. It comes with a scope and is strong against barrier champions. Its exotic trait is called Death at First Glance. Bonus damage when aiming down sights on the opening shot of an attack. This bonus is preserved if the shot deals precision damage or strikes an elemental shield. Its catalyst increases its mag size to 9 and gives it auto-loading holster. Eriana's is a solid anti-barrier shield piercing pick. It performs very well in Nightfalls when needing to deal with pesky anti-barrier champions, but overall it deals a lot of damage to majors and mini bosses, mostly because of the Death at First Glance bonus damage perk that you will be taking advantage of most of the time. It's exotic catalyst, if you're able to obtain it, much like the other exotic catalysts for any exotic, makes it a great pick because the auto-loading holster really helps it overcome its slow reload time. And again, the reason why Eriana's is in my list is, like the others, it's easy to use and it does a lot of damage. Second to last, we have Polaris Lance. Polaris' exotic perk is called the Perfect Fit. Precision hits return ammo to the mag, and landing 4 precision hits loads a delayed solar explosive round to your next shot. Its exotic catalyst allows for precision kills to create elemental damage explosions similar to that of Dragonfly. Polaris Lance is a solid scout rifle that can create infinite ammo. Yes, we have infinite ammo now, but the infinite ammo is always being returned to the mag, so you can continuously fire without needing to reload. It is a very safe pick if you enjoy fighting enemies from a distance. I know typically in the past we've gotten anti-barrier scout a lot. I know Season of the Lost right now we do not have anti-barrier scout, but when that is available, Polaris is a very solid pick to be using with this anti-barrier champion mod. It is a great weapon for usage in things like strikes, patrol, and nightfalls, and I have found success in using it in higher tier nightfalls and some raids. I wouldn't say it's the strongest pick on the list, but it certainly can carry its weight, especially since it is a non-DLC and a non-raid weapon. Lastly, we have Anarchy, the only raid exotic on this list. And even with the nerfs that it received in this season, Season 15, I believe Anarchy will still be the best raid exotic you can get from the kiosk, aside from Teraba. But Teraba, you really have to build into it for it to be or see any success and lots of content. So I don't think having to build into an exotic really is something you want to get, because if you're already starting out in the game and you're looking for exotic to get, you probably don't have all the mods required to build into really OP builds for something like Teraba. Anarchy is just pretty good on its own. And if you don't know what the nerf was, is that it received a 30% damage nerf to bosses, only bosses, not majors, and it received a 10 magazine nerf to its reserve. So instead of holding 26 base ammo, it can only hold 16 base ammo. And if you didn't know, its exotic perk is called Arc Traps. Grenades stick to surfaces and chain arc bolts to other mines. Anarchy has and will still be a beast for ad clear and champion damage. Yes, it's not going to be nuking bosses anymore, but it still can deal with champions. Okay, it didn't get that 30% nerf to champions. It can still do its normal damage that it was doing in past seasons to champions. While its reserves are nerfed to a 16 base, I still think it's going to be a good pick in Nightfalls, where champions are counted as majors again, and where you're going to need to do a lot of ad clear, because the arc bolt chains from chaining them together can wipe out a ton of ads that are rushing you. Even just putting one Anarchy bolt on the ground, when it creates that electrified AoE, it kills a ton of ads that run near it. It's still a decent pick, especially since it's the only raid exotic I'm going to name on this tier list. Or not this tier list, on this list. And that pretty much concludes this video. Hope you guys found this guide useful. If you enjoyed the content, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comment section below, and thanks for watching.